Yo, what's up, people of YouTube? You probably came from my TikTok because I'm gonna link this video, but I'm gonna be reacting to thundercluck44s. How strong is One Punch Man? I'm basically gonna just prove that Saitama doesn't beat Naruto.
One Punch Man. Ever since the popular show One Punch Man released, Saitama's scaling has been wild, with no one being able to agree on a certain metaphor for scaling. As some people horrendously downplay him too.
Because a lot of people think because Saitama's name is One Punch Man that he's boundless or that he has broken limiters, so that... Oh, okay, let me rephrase it. So, because his name is One Punch Man, people think he one punches everybody. People who are brain dead just hear One Punch Man and they think, oh yeah, he's definitely stronger than everybody. And there was a time when that was everybody. Everybody thought One Punch Man was like stronger than Goku and stuff. But after scaling and after, you know, a while of people actually growing brains, we discovered Saitama's only star. And so yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. Star level Saitama. People immensely downplay him. Like, yeah, he's not planetary. He's definitely star. He is FTL, and yeah, but people overplay him a lot. Like, they say he's comparable to Naruto, which he's not, but let's continue.
Multi-continental, whereas some other people say that he can solo fiction. I will be making none of those arguments. Or both? You see, for this video, I'm going over not one, not two, but 3 scales for Saitama. A low ball, a mid ball, and a high ball. I will also be covering the webcomic, manga, anime, databook statements, author quotes, etc. so that I can tell you which scale is the most accurate. I will also be debunking narrative arguments. Because I'm sure that some of you
may... One Punch Man was a webtoon, the webtoon is the most reliable source.
No, this is not my first time recording this video, as the first time I tried recording this video, it got taken down for copyright claim. Oh, I'm sorry, but there's not going to be any videos in this one. It's just going to be scans and Bakugo. Maybe some other anime characters, I don't really know. Either way, we're going to start with the low ball since it's the quickest. In terms of speed, Saitama is easily faster than someone like Flashy Flash, who's been confirmed to be faster than light.
Okay, yeah, so this is completely true. Saitama is FTL, you can't deny it. There's no trying to debunk Saitama FTL because he is FTL. He is faster than light. So, but the scan that he's using right here in red, I thought, dang, I was gonna say something about it. I forgot. Never mind.
Of AP, we can use the. Sorry, the mere thought of using this Boros scan just absolutely disgusts me. We can use the planet surface Boros scan to say he's multi-continental. Saitama said that Boros is almost a real fight, so since we're lowballing, we'll say he was going like 10% against Boros.
Okay, so I also have to say one more thing now that I just saw that scan. Saitama, when he got kicked to the moon by Boros, it was not light speed, okay? And even if it was, you can't prove it because how they measured it is that it took 1 real-time second. So like you pressed play on the episode and 1 second of the episode later, he lands on the moon, which is not a realistic scaling, which is not, you can't use that, okay? That is real lifetime, you can't do that, okay? So that's just a debunk right there. Although he is light speed because he blitzed Flashy Flash, he is not light speed because of that kick or anything like that.
Gross, meaning Saitama's like small planetary. Okay, so Saitama, small planetary, FTL
What?
You'll fight, so since we're lowballing, we'll say he was going like 10% against Boros, meaning Saitama.
Okay, so you can't just assume what or how hard he's going against somebody. I could assume that Naruto was going at 1% power in Barian mode, and he could be way stronger, like, than what was shown. So you can't really say that, but I mean, I don't care.
It's like small planetary. Okay, so Saitama, small planetary, FTL speeds. Please do not take what I just said about...
Currently, Saitama, there's way better ways to get Saitama to planetary. Like when he lifted that continent up, that's like come on, bro. There's no way. Like he is trying to wank the most horrible ways to get Saitama to planetary. It's kind of embarrassing.
Saitama, seriously. Literally everything that I just said has context behind it and can be easily debunked higher. To go lower than this, you have to despise the character. Screw going lower. If you use this scale, you have to despise the character. Let's go over the mid-ball scale now. Now let's quickly bring back that.
So, okay, that's good that he said that. That's good that he said that.
Boros planet surface scan. Scan is garbage, like in every conceivable fashion, and I'm going to give you every reason why it makes no sense. Firstly, Boros was stated multiple times in data books and by the author himself to be planet level at the bare minimum. Not to mention his meteoric burst is a limit-breaking.
So I'm looking at Jaden. There's a guy named Jaden in my comments. He was telling me that this scan was him being a star. Not him being a star. That Boros was star because of the mistranslation, and even this guy thundercluck knows that this is a mistranslation, and it was Boros is just it meant Boros is just planetary. He is not star. So Jaden, you're wrong as always, because Jaden tried to scale him multi-star to solar system, multi-solar system even, but no, he is planetary.
Power, implying that it is a whole new level of power that he himself did not even know he had. It's also referenced several times in the webcomic and the anime that he was just going to obliterate the planet. And this planet surface translation can be interpreted as planetary too, and several other translations have interpreted as planetary. So Boros stated in the anime, manga, and webcomic interpreted as planetary too, and several other translations have interpreted as planetary. So Boros stated in the...
What I don't get is that some people will be hypocritical and say, well, Japanese fluent speakers said that meant planetary, but then they're gonna go ahead and say they won't accept that Japanese fluent speakers said that the kanji in Naruto was time, space, and universal. I'll get to that later, but yeah.
Anime, manga, and webcomic that Saitama was the only one to have ever fought him on even footing with his second form. Not to mention he was still holding back while in his second form, implying that Boros has never had the opportunity to go any higher than that. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but if Boros has never used the meteoric burst form, then how would he know what he could destroy with it? He wouldn't. To say that he could is extremely disingenuous. If you disagree with what I just said, I want you to tell me exactly on the dot how many meters per second you can run. Also put this in a deeper perspective. Let's say you got a transformation. However, you did not know what the multiplier was. It could be anywhere from 5 times your normal output to infinitely higher. If you were to transform, would you know exactly what you could destroy? No, of course not. So this statement by Boros is heavily invalidated. Now, to scale Saitama's AP off of Boros, there is an exact estimate of 64 days in between Saitama's fight with...
Okay, so I know what he's about to bring up, and yes, it's undisputable.
Boros and Saitama's fight with Monster Gato. Now, I know what you're asking, Cluck, why the hell did you just give me that number? Because it was stated by the author of the One Punch Man manga in an audiobook that Saitama is able to one-shot himself from the day prior. Many people are going to bring up this scan right here to say that Saitama believes that he is as strong as he could be. However, this follows the same line of logic as the Boros stuff. Saitama has literally never used his full strength before, so how the hell would he know if he's maxed out or not? People are also going to try and contradict the audiobook by saying that in that same audiobook, the writer also stated that he wanted to make a manga where the main character...
Okay, so I don't really know about this, right? So don't take what I'm about to say, like, I don't know, I'm just thinking here, so how he probably... Saitama, so it says Saitama has never used his full power, but to achieve that full power, you would have to use something very, very close to your full power just to achieve that full power, because getting stronger is like this. You get stronger very, very, very slowly, okay? Building muscle takes a really long time, and I know Saitama didn't build muscle, or he did, but he broke his limiters, right? So at some point, he had to have been grinding so hard that he was using 100% of his power just to get stronger, because if you weren't, he wouldn't have been getting stronger at all. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking here, but I'm not gonna like say that that's facts or anything, because that's just really how real life works. You can't just like do one push-up a day, be super easy, and then all of a sudden break your limiters and become Superman. You have to work really hard and increase the weight, or increase, the number of push-ups you're doing to get stronger. So I would say Saitama has used close to his strongest power, or close to his full power. just to get stronger. Otherwise, he would not be getting stronger at all. But I don't know. I really don't know about that. So yeah.
Was already maxed out. Now, a lot of people are misinterpreting what this means. He's not saying that Saitama is at his physical limit, but in every shonen type anime, the main character goes from being the weakest that he's ever been to the strongest that he's ever been, quote unquote, maxed out by the end. It does not mean that the anime main character is at his limit in terms of power. It just means that he is at the pinnacle of his strength for the series. Saitama starts out at that pinnacle. He can still grow stronger. If he actually had a limit, it would be contradicted in the source material because Saitama has been referenced to have no limits several times. The whole point of the quote-unquote...
Okay, so just because Saitama... I know what a lot of Saitama fans are going to say. Just because he has no limits doesn't mean he's limitless, okay? Just because I can drive unlimited amount of time doesn't make me drive... Doesn't make... Okay, hold on. Let's put it this way. If there's a road that goes for an infinite amount of time, okay? Okay, I have to redo this voice section because I messed it up, but if there's a road that goes for an infinite amount of time and I start driving for it, that doesn't mean I drove for an infinite amount of time. It just means I'm driving on an infinite road, which means I'm not at there yet, but like, therefore I'm somewhere in between the road of never ending, but I'm not fully there of never ending. I'm still there, I just can drive forever.
Breaking his limiter. So now with context, the one punch quote by the author absolutely is valid. In the tiering system, it is stated that you need an exact attack potency of 7.5 times greater than your opponent in order to one-shot them. Meaning that with every passing day, Saitama gets exactly 7.5 times stronger.
So this is complete facts. You can't debunk this. It is super cheese. It's super stupid. I mean, there's no real way to debunk this though. So this is complete facts. There's no way to debunk this. So I want to see where this can scale Saitama.
Also, if you're going to bring up the fact that he was in a simulation and it might not have been able to measure his power, computers can measure up to infinity. So if Saitama makes a computer that is supposed to be able to measure up to infinity not be able to estimate his strength, then he would have like 4D levels of power. Which, like, I don't know about you, but he really doesn't. Once again, the one punch from the day earlier quote is absolutely validated. Yeah. So we have the time in between Boros' fight with Saitama and Saitama's fight with Garo, exactly how much more powerful Saitama gets per passing day, and we've calculated that Boros is around planetary. So now all we need to do is just multiply the joules required to destroy the Earth, multiply that by 7.5 times, and then do that 64 times. Then we will know how many joules Saitama can output and then dictate what he can do with that joule output. Let's toss those numbers into our calculator and we've got our first day. Do that 63 more times and you get this. That is a number with 87 zeros behind it. This number is inconceivable. It is so much larger than anyone can comprehend. It's absurd. 87 zeros, dude. 87. I know what you're gonna ask. Cluck, what can Saitama destroy with this? Well, the universe. With the bare minimum, he's massively multi-galaxy level. Again, in terms of speed, Saitama's wildly faster than Flashy Flash, who's been confirmed faster than light. Okay. Characters in the verse such as Boros, Garo, Platinum S are all wildly faster than Flashy Flash. In fact, characters weaker than Season 2 Genos actually can move at the speed of light in the verse. So again, like, you could just say Saitama's massively faster than light plus. The criteria for massively faster than light is over 100 times light speed. And we all know Saitama's a lot more than just 100 times Genos. Sorry, the speed calc wasn't that...
Sorry, one thing though is I'm glad that he didn't say that the 7.5 multiplier by each day applies to speed, because it doesn't. It just applies to his strength, because it's just how much he can one punch. So yeah, it doesn't apply to his speed, so don't try to say that either. For anybody in the comments.
Flashy, this is the second time I'm recording this video, and frankly, I'm getting lazy. Now, actually, for the highball, I was just going to bring up the fact that the data books that I referenced for Boros being planetary were in reference to his first and second form, even with his armor on. And there is a data book statement referencing Boros being star level. So you would just say Boros is star level and then do exactly what I just did again, which would keep Saitama at that universal range. Unfortunately, no matter how many more days pass, Saitama will not, I repeat, not be able to get any higher than this clip. As to be more than universal, you have to have a 4D level striking power. And unless Saitama has a feat, which he doesn't, puts him at 4D, he will not be able to reach any higher than Universal Plus. What if he did have a 4D feat? No, sadly, this feat does not work. Do not use this feat. It is awful. People are going to say that because he punched a spiritual realm, that automatically makes him at least 4D. I've heard some people wank that to outer. However, if looking back in the context, this is a mental area that the opponent created.
Okay, so let me say this. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Naruto Universal Scale up on the screen right now. Okay, so now that you just watched that, I'm going to show you the clips on the multipliers of all the forms in the multiplier variant mode. Okay, so now that you just saw that, pause and whatever. So let's just take the universal scale, right? And now let's add the Barian mode multipliers, which is 100 times multiplier, which would put him at least low multiversal, and then the 40 attack power would get him beyond universal. So this would, even if you can't debunk what Cluck just said, this just proves that Naruto is multiversal, low multiversal. So yeah. So do I think Saitama can beat Naruto? No. Do I think Naruto can beat Saitama? Yes. He solos the verse. In the video of Naruto being scaled to universal, there's 500 billion times light speed scale, which I don't know about that. It could be debunkable. It probably is, actually. I don't really know. But yeah, so if we're just taking that, Naruto's low multiversal and 500 billion times faster than light, unless it gets debunked, which it probably won't. But the speed one, the speed feat will probably. But yeah, Naruto still wins. Get better at scaling. Also, this was kind of cheese. Cluck is a pretty smart dude. Yeah, subscribe to his channel, I guess. Here it is. Well, that's kind of cringe. But yeah, it's pretty cool.